What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley made headlines as he stated that he's been over 100 rounds with Terence Crawford, and Manny Pacquiao is a dangerous fight, but he feels that Bud Crawford could beat Manny Pacquiao, get this, and Floyd Money Mayweather. And this is how he goes. He says, "That's a mean name," said Bradley. He says, "I've been in the ring over 36 rounds with that guy Pacquiao, and I've been over 100 rounds with Terence Crawford. This was earlier in Terence Crawford's career, and I understand that he's got a lot better from when I sparred him, but those tendencies are still the same." Long before Crawford became the pound-for-pound star he is today, Bradley raved about the skills that the Nebraska native, after several sparring sessions, had. In fact, Bradley has gone on record stating that Crawford would even defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. Still, even with Bradley's constant singing his praises, he can spot several flaws in the game of Crawford, and he knows good and well that Pacquiao would exploit those in a blink of an eye. Get this, he says, "Manny Pacquiao loves when people pull back, and that's the problem. We also know that Terence Crawford gets hit early, and he gets hit often. Manny Pacquiao is a quick starter, as well as he still has that blazing left hand that possesses a massive amount of punching power. Manny Pacquiao is a dangerous fight. I would slightly favor Terence Crawford, but it is a dangerous fight." Those are the words of Timothy Bradley. Let me counterpunch. First of all, let's get Floyd Mayweather out of the way, okay? Because that's how it was mentioned. Floyd Mayweather, him fighting Floyd, Terence Crawford fighting Floyd Mayweather, prime Floyd. Let's say Floyd at 2010. Okay, that's probably when Floyd was in his prime, maybe like 2010. You know, by the time he fought Cotto, he wasn't in prime. When he fought Canelo, he wasn't in his prime. That's what people don't understand about Floyd Mayweather. He wasn't even in his prime. He was just that good. He was just that great. 2010, okay? If you take the 2010 like a roster, like playing football, 2010 Floyd Mayweather, and hook him up and fight the current fighter of this day, this is what I see. Floyd's quicker. Floyd would, the first 2 or 3 rounds, it would be a chess match, kind of like the Kell Brook. But what Floyd would start doing, Floyd would start pot shotting. He would start using the ring. He would start seeing what Terence Crawford has to possess. However, Terence Crawford has longer reach. So Terence Crawford would try to stay back until he gets hit. Here's the thing about Terence. When Terence Crawford gets hit, he becomes mean. He becomes more aggressive. But he becomes more aggressive with more caution. So he's kind of like the guy that comes at you. When you hit him, he's even more focused, and he's more aggressive. He's more aggressive to take shots. And when Floyd does hit him, he's going to make him madder. And then what's going to happen, I feel like about the second or third round, Terence Crawford is then going to go to southpaw and then start giving Floyd problems. It's like Zab Judah did, okay? And I think because of that, it will take Floyd about 3 to 4 rounds to figure that out. So that means it'll be about 7 or 8, round 7 or 8, when Floyd figures, okay, this is what he does in the southpaw position. This is what he can do. This is what he's done to me. This is what I'm going to stop him from doing. That's what Floyd's going to do. If Floyd can stop Zab Judah and adjust to Zab Judah, he can adjust to damn near any fighter, because Zab Judah was one of the best talented fighters of that day, besides himself. Okay? Counterpunch. So I think Floyd fighting Terence Crawford, I see Floyd not knocking out Terence Crawford, unless I don't see that happening. I think what'll happen, those guys will fight. I think it would be 7 rounds to 5 for Floyd. I don't see that going a knockout. If you've seen a knockout between those two, that would probably be the fight of the year and the best pound for pound skilled fighter or whatever. But that's what I see. I think Floyd would eventually adjust to Terence Crawford, southpaw stance. Now, if Terence Crawford maybe switches back, because after all, he's a switch hitter. Now, if he keeps doing that, something like Conor McGregor was able to do at times, which he's not even an advanced boxer. He started at boxing. That was his foundation, but he didn't excel in the sport. But Terence Crawford did. So the thing is, the question is, if Terence Crawford remains southpaw, okay, if he remains southpaw during that fight, Floyd been and figured him out and been able to exploit and started winning rounds. But then as Terence Crawford switches back, he might be able to make some type of confusion for Floyd, maybe. But Floyd's always thinking in there. And I think that speed has a lot to do. And really, the speed is the reflexes. See, Floyd's reflexes is just stupid. Okay, they're stupid. You know, like he done to Marquez and guys like that, and Mosley and those type of guys. He does that type of shit to those type of fighters, and they were elite fighters. Okay, so that's what I see with Floyd. So I don't like him in a prime Floyd. That's my counterpunch on that. As far as Manny Pacquiao, it would be a good fight if Manny was in his prime. I think he chops Manny down right now. Manny is fucking 42 years old. He ain't been in the ring since he been 40. So no, everything is against him. If he's able to beat Terence Crawford, he's the best to ever live. Fuck it. You beat Terence Crawford. If Manny gets in there and you know, and then here's the thing. Timothy Bradley is right. Manny Pacquiao is a very fast starter. Look what he did to Keith Thurman. He hit Keith Thurman, took Keith Thurman's ass down quick. And see, when it was really Keith Thurman had to play catch up throughout the fight to score a split decision. And Keith Thurman was undefeated at the time, the WBA current champion at the time, regardless of the layoffs or whatever. He was still that guy. Okay, so because Manny started quick and he got that knockdown, it gave him a level up, you know, and it excited the crowd, and all he had to do was keep on, you know, all he had to do was keep doing that. And that's what he did, you know, even though Keith Thurman came back. But I see Terence Crawford at this point knocking out Manny Pacquiao. It would be a great fight, maybe. Because look, here's the thing. People underestimate Marquez Pacquiao 4. Because that was a great fight. That's like Hagler Hearn, but double the time. Because Hagler Hearn only lasted 3 rounds. Okay, this is 6 rounds. 6 round, well, minus 1 second. But 6 rounds of action-packed fighting, multiple knockdowns. You know, we had it all. We had new things happen new in that fight. It was a spectacular fight. Okay, but you know, but can Manny Pacquiao, can he beat Manny Pacquiao at this stage? Yeah, but can he beat a prime Floyd? No, I don't think he can at this point. And in fact, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe, you know, but it would be one hell of a thing to see. You guys tell me what you think of Timothy Bradley's breakdown of Terence Crawford. Can he beat a prime Floyd Mayweather and a current Manny Pacquiao? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.